Like if I think of like what are the things that really motivate me today, the fact that we detected in December of 2021 the early indicia of Russia probing in a way that was similar to how they probed before they went into Georgia, before they went into Crimea, when they got more involved in Syria, and briefed government officials in both the U.S. and in Europe on what we were seeing. Offered our services at no cost to Ukrainian government and infrastructure companies. And then, to be totally honest, felt a little bit like Chicken Little because December passed, then January passed, nothing was happening. And then unfortunately on February 24th of 2022, Russia invaded. And we helped make sure that the Ukrainian infrastructure stayed online. Had we not done that, it would have been much harder for President Zelensky to get the message out on what was happening. It would be much harder to see what was happening on the front. It would be much harder to see the atrocities that the Russians continue to commit. And I think it would be harder for Ukraine to be able to defend themselves. In exchange for that, like I've been personally sanctioned by the Russian government, which is somewhat surreal. But like I'm super proud of that. And I'm proud of the fact that we helped or are continuing to help Ukraine win the war. I'm proud of the fact that in Iran, there are women who are organizing protests that are using our technology to do it in a private and secure way. Those are the things that motivate me and the work that I do.
How does it feel when you get sanctioned by Russia? I'm sorry, I'm used to interviewing VCs. This is
Yeah, I was on an airplane, and I remember thinking, God, I hope we're not flying over Russia, which we obviously weren't because the war had started and no aircraft were flying over Russia at that point. It was three. You should try. There are three tech executives that got sanctioned at the same time. Yeah, you already interviewed Benioff, who was one of them. It was me, and then Zuckerberg. So now you just got to get Zuckerberg on, and you've completed the trifecta.
Oh, I mean, that's wonderful. I'm 2/3 of the way there. I'm very glad to hear that.
But it's sort of like which of these things is not like the other. I think that success and anonymity is like the best possible thing. And I love that I've got that. So I think it would be a lot scarier if you're like Benioff walks down the street, people recognize him. I walk down the street, nobody recognizes me, and that's awesome.